Hello children, let us continue further with chapter 5, what books and burials tell us. In this class, we are going to discuss about the topic, the silent sentinels. Now, what do you mean by sentinels? Sentinels means watch guards, the people who stand and observe and keep a watch on everything around them. Then what are or who are the watch guards or sentinels we are going to discuss about today? Well, the silent sentinels in our topic are the megaliths. What are megaliths? Now first, let us understand the meaning of the word megaliths. Mega means big and liths means stones. We have studied about microliths in past lesson. Microliths were small stones from which the early humans made tools and weapons. And in this lesson we are studying about megaliths, the big stones which were used to mark the burial sites. What are burial sites? Burial sites are sites or places where the dead people are buried. And on the place where the dead people are buried under the ground, over this ground, the people of the Vedic age and during that time period, they put huge stones, mega stones, to mark that there are dead people buried under this part of land. This is what are megaliths, their purpose and how they are the sentinels or the watch guards. Now, this practice of erecting or forming megaliths began about 3000 years ago. Now, where do we find these megaliths? These megaliths are prevalent or found throughout the Deccan region of the central part of India. In the southern parts of India, they are also found in the northeastern states like the Garo Hills of Assam and in Mizoram, etc. The archaeologists have also found the megaliths in many parts of Kashmir. Now, there are many different types of megaliths that are found everywhere. The different types of megaliths. Some are found on the surface of the ground. Some are found buried under the ground. At some places, a circle of stone boulders means the stones were laid in a circular form. Such type of megaliths have been found, and in the center may be buried a dead body. At some places, large single standing stone on the ground like this has been found. Now children, can you resemble this or can you compare these burials with any of the burials of modern times? Yes, in many of our communities, the dead are buried even today, and when the dead are buried, they do erect a stone over the place, right? Like in the cemetery of the Christians or the Muslim cemetery, you will be able to find such burials, right? Now, our archaeologists have also found some different type of burials. Now, these burials are circular, means the stones have been arranged in circular shape, and in center the dead body is placed in a cist. Cist means coffin. Some cists have portholes which could have been used as an entrance to the burial cist. Means it can be that the cist or the coffin has a hole from which the dead body could have been placed inside the coffin, so that the people don't have to go inside it. Okay. Now, these are some images of some burial sites discovered by archaeologists from not only India but also some of the other parts of the world. Now children, in old textbook on page number 48 is given a small activity in pink color. Here is given a list of activities that people did in order to make a megalith. Can you arrange these activities in a proper order? Well, this is the correct order of the things that people did to make a megalith. First, finding suitable stones, breaking boulders or big rocks, giving shape to the stones, then transporting the stones from their factory site to the burial site, and there digging the pits in the earth to bury the dead body. After that, the dead body is buried in the pit and the stones are placed in position to mark the burial site. Children, all these different burial sites of different places had some common features, like the dead people were buried with distinctive pots which were known as black and red ware because of their color. The dead bodies were also buried with tools and weapons made up of iron metal. Skeletons of horses and horse equipments have been found along with the dead people. Ornaments of stone and gold were also there on the dead bodies. Archaeologists believe that the objects found with the skeletons belonged to the dead persons. On this map too, on page 14 of old textbook is located a place Brahmagiri. From here, a skeleton was found buried with 33 gold beads, 2 stone beads, 4 copper bangles and 1 conch shell. Whereas there was another burial where the skeleton was having only black and red pots along with it. These differences in the objects in the burials led to the opinion that there were social differences in the early Vedic time period. Sometimes megaliths contain more than one skeleton. This indicates that people, perhaps belonging to the same family, were buried at the same place and brought into the same grave through the portholes. These family burials were then marked with the megalithic stone bowl. Now let us know about the occupations that the people did at Inamgaon. The archaeologists have found seeds of plants like wheat, rice, barley, millets, pulses, peas, and also fruits like ber, jamun, amla, berries, etc. From this, it can be inferred that agriculture and gathering fruits were the main occupation of people, besides hunting, as bones of number of animals have been found which had cut marks, which shows that they must have been cut to be used as food. Now children, let us know some things about the special burials at the place Inamgaon. Where is this place Inamgaon? In our country, in the state of Maharashtra, on the banks of river God, which is the tributary of river Bhima, the main river of this region, lies the village of Inamgaon. Now, Inamgaon was occupied between 3600 and 2700 years ago from present times. This place has number of burials which are very distinctive and very different from the types of burials about which we studied earlier. Now, in Inamgaon, the adults were generally buried. Now, how were they buried? The bodies were laid straight with the heads pointing towards the northern side, as shown in the picture over here. The head will always point towards the north and the body will be laid straight. Now, the dead bodies were always with some vessels which probably contain food and water. As some archaeologists had found the black and red pots along with the dead bodies in the burials. Now, this is a practice which we generally follow today also in many of the communities. Right? Now, sometimes the burials were done within the houses itself, meaning inside the houses only. They used to dig the pits and bury the dead people along with the black and red pots. Interestingly, one man was found buried in a large four-legged clay jar in the courtyard of a 5-roomed house, which was the largest house at the site discovered, and it also had a granary inside it. Now children, in the exercise at the end of the lesson, we come across complete the sentences. You have to complete this in your notebook. The answers for this will be shared after the holidays.